Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for inviting me to this conference, and thank you also for organizing this conference around this subject that I think is interesting, and I hope we will have interesting conclusions at the end. Let me introduce a little bit myself. I'm coming from the University of Lleida, that's close to Zaragoza, midway between Zaragoza and Barcelona, a multidisciplinary university where agriculture and agriculture faculty is particularly important. I'm also a member of the ICA board, so that's also why I'm here today. Well, 2015 is an interesting year. Organizing this conference today, that was really a good idea, because we are, it's the end of it was the target year for the Millennium Development Goals that the United Nations suggested to the humanity. Two of these goals were to eradicate hunger, so something to see with agriculture, and also to ensure environmental sustainability, also related with agriculture and the environment. Also now, to follow these Millennium Development Goals, United Nations are suggesting the Sustainable Development Goals that could be summarized in ensure healthy lives. Healthy lives means, of course, medicine, but also healthy nutrition, and promote well-being in a sustainable planet. So again, sustainability. Also, this year we have the expo in Milan with the name Feeding the Planet, Energy for Life. So again, agriculture is the main artist in this expo in Milan. Last week, the general director of FAO said that their top priorities are hunger eradication, nutrition, and climate change. So I think that this also means that this conference can be interesting to arrive to these priorities. And we could say a lot of other conferences or subjects treated this year. For instance, this year is the International Year of Soils with the name Healthy Soils for Healthy Life. And that means healthy agriculture for healthy life. Okay. Well, I will be fast because we have yet been saying all that. Population is growing and growing, so we have to feed a growing number of humans. Also, agriculture needs to produce healthy and nutritious food. Also, in many countries, the arable land is not going to grow, so we have to produce more aliments with the same surface. And also we have some changing weather patterns with renewable sources of energy, and all that respecting our environmental security. So this means that we need to prepare graduates with a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge, well prepared to can afford these challenges for the future of the agriculture. In front of that, what can the university do? So what is the mission of the universities? Always the same, to transfer this knowledge, to prepare the next generation with the knowledge they will need. Also to generate new knowledge, mainly by research. We must transfer this knowledge not only to young people, but also to the society. And finally, there is another mission that often we forgot, is that the universities are the repository of the mankind knowledge, and we don't have to forget this mankind knowledge. Well, because we need a high demand of graduates with good knowledge in agriculture, animal sciences, food technology, forestry, environment, biotechnology, bioeconomy, and so and so and so. All these all that we say life sciences. And in front of all this high demand of graduates with good knowledge, what's happening in Spain? Well, here you have the evolution in my university, but it could be in other universities in Spain, the evolution of the admissions in the last 15 years. You can see that they are decreasing and decreasing. I've heard that it's not only in Spain, it's in different countries. And we could ask, where aren't they interested in agricultural studies, or where have all the agricultural students gone? Well, there are new degrees related with life sciences that could be not only agriculture engineer and forestry engineers, but also other areas related with life sciences. In Spain, there are 25 universities offering an education in biotechnology, 19 in food sciences or food technology, 33 in environmental sciences, and 1 in animal science, not veterinary animal science. So that means that quite a lot of universities are offering this kind of other sciences, other education in the world of life sciences. Probably these studies are more attractive for young people than the classic engineer in agronomy, engineer in forestry. Probably that could be a possibility. Also, the employment possibilities can be attractive for them. They have been until now. Now it seems that maybe the graduates are having sometimes a little bit of problems to have an employment. That would be in my university, again, as an example of the other universities in Spain, how the number of students have been evaluating. You can see, here, that the agricultural students and the forestry students, 15 years ago, it was more or less half-half, and then here start the biotechnology students, then the animal science, and then the food technology students. So this year we have almost, well, a little bit less, but almost the same number of students at the beginning that we had 15 years ago. So we are recuperating this number of students that were interested for these life sciences studies. If we look at the percentage distribution of the students, you see 15 years ago it was almost half forestry, half agriculture, and now it's not. There are 5 different studies, 5 different degrees, and there are between 17 and 25% of the students in each one of these degrees. Okay, if we go back to these degrees that offer different universities in Spain, we can see that biotechnology, for instance, I said before, 25 universities are offering this education, but only 4 are faculties related with agriculture. Only 4. That means that the other 1 are faculties of medicine or biology or different areas. And food technology, it will be similar. The 19 universities offering studies in food science, only 4 are related with agriculture. That is a reality. That doesn't mean they are worse, not at all. That means only that the situation for the students and the background and the environment for the students will be different. For instance, the food science are very often offered by a faculty of pharmacy. So what is going to see the students are not exactly examples or an education related with agriculture, but with other aspects. But that's something that we must think that probably all this education will not be as related as it could be if it was in a faculty of agriculture. Let me see also that we have also in Spain 29 faculties that's offering education in agriculture science or agriculture technology or agriculture engineer. Also 14 forestry engineers and 20 mixture between agriculture and other, rural development, environment, or different studies. That means that these faculties, in front of the classical degree in Spain, Ingeniero Agrónomo, so agronomist engineer or forestry engineer, in front of that, some faculties have been changing and offering new kind of studies, new kind of name at least of the studies. Also, that could be compared with other countries, northern European countries, where they have been changing the diplomas, the degree names, and to life sciences degrees or biotechnology degrees, and this change was about 10 or 15 years ago. Also, at the same time, the name of the faculties. We have still faculties, School of Agriculture Engineering, and we haven't changed that name to faculties to more life sciences or different areas of related with life sciences. I've been looking a little bit in some universities in Italy and Portugal just to compare the southern European countries. I've just been looking 10 universities in Italy and 6 in Portugal, just our partners for Erasmus program. That was my sample. And I've seen that in Portugal, the situation is similar than in Spain. The universities are technical faculties and schools of engineering, and the name of the degrees are also engineering, agriculture, engineering, forestry. In Italy, the names are more adapted to the new situation, more to life sciences, to environmental sciences, and to the, well, more attractive, can be more attractive for young people. In Spain, we have an extra problem, is that at the end of the 20th century, there was a really a big multiplication of the master's degree in engineering agronomy. There were 4 in 1990, and in 2000 there were 15 or 16 universities offering a master's degree. That means the same number of students with a lot of faculties. Of course, there was really a decreasing number of students in each faculty. Also, we must think that it was the lower period of natality in Spain. Also, in Spain, another problem we can have is that we have a big influence of the sector, the professional sector, and that wants to remain in the classic diploma and agronomic engineer and not and doesn't accept easily the changes. Also, the policies and the ministry are giving some indications for the degrees that are very strict and doesn't allow a lot the changes, the evolution. Okay, then with all this panorama, I think that our universities have been adapting the curricula to some of them, not all, but some of them have been adapting the curricula to the 21st century agricultural needs. They are growing, they are more and more adapting. Also adapting to the new social and world challenges, slowly, but also. And also they have to adapt to the students' interests and abilities. These are changing, really changing. Another thing would be that probably our university, another challenge for our universities would be to approach to engineer studies to some specific group. And here I'm thinking, I'm sorry, but I'm thinking to women. And that's not my impression, that's something that MIT in Boston told me 2 weeks ago. Engineers are not interesting for women. They have never been, and they are still not interesting for women. But women are good students, very good students, and they have an overview of different things that can be very interesting for agriculture. So maybe we should have, instead of saying, women, come to our engineer faculties, no, we should have to change the climate and to do it more attractive for the women. And that's maybe what different faculties have been doing, offering these new degrees in biotechnology, in food technology, or in environmental sciences. And so maybe we have been doing that, but of course, in these studies, they don't have this overview, these different areas of the aspect of the agriculture that's more diverse in interest. Also, in Spain, we have a possibility, and we should have to work it better, is we can do an approach for the agricultural international studying. I'm thinking mainly in South American students, because we have no problems with language, and maybe we should have to attract more young students at the beginning, not at the in the PhD level. We have a lot of Latin American students, but master degrees also. But we should have maybe to think about Latin America in bachelor degree. That means also to adapt to their needs, adapt maybe to explain better tropical agriculture, or to change the academic methodologies. Well, admissions at the university last year, and it seems that for next September, means maybe slowly that this decreasing number of students have finished, and maybe they are growing again. That's very quiet to say this, but it should seem that maybe we are going to have again some more students. This tendency would be similar than in the northern countries, who had the decreasing number of students earlier than in Spain, and yet are increasing again. So maybe we are going 10 years later than these northern countries, and that would be a brace for our universities. And just to finish, I would say that, well, we must offer to the students, we have some challenges. Maybe a good thing would be to offer a large overview education and then a specialization. That could be a possibility. Or to learn to our students, to our young people, that to work in a multidisciplinary team in different areas of life sciences. That could be another opportunity. That's true. That is the end of the monopoly of the faculties to the diversification and multidisciplinary, the faculty levels. That's sure. My university is an example, but probably all the Spanish universities that are here would say the same. And there is a risk also, it's to separate these multidisciplinary faculties into disciplinary components, and I think it would be a risk, and it will be a poor idea. And with that, I would like to finish my presentation. Thank you very much.